Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. MotoGP legend Marc Marquez has set his sights on the ultimate prize with Ducati's factory team for the 2025 season. After a challenging few years, Marquez's journey has led him to leave behind his Honda career and join the elite Ducati Lenovo team alongside defending champion Francesco Bagnaia. Let's dive into Marquez's reflections on his move, his resilience through injury, and his goals for the future. Just ahead of the final race of the MotoGP season, racing legend Casey Stoner has voiced his concerns over Ducati's role in the title fight between Francesco Bagnaia and Jorge Martín. Stoner, Ducati's first world champion, shared his thoughts on Ducati's intentions to keep the title within the team, hinting that the Italian powerhouse might not sit idly if their number one is at risk. Here's what Stoner had to say. With the final round of the 2024 MotoGP season around the corner, Jorge Martín and the Pramac racing team are within reach of making history. Leading by 24 points, Martín could clinch the title in Barcelona, and Pramac's team boss, Gino Borsi, has shared some of the behind-the-scenes efforts that have fueled their championship bid. Here's a look at Pramac's unique approach this season. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez's upcoming transition to Ducati's factory team isn't just a career move, it's a statement. After a season with Gresini Ducati, he chose to pass up an offer from Pramac Racing, despite them also having the latest spec des Mercedes-I, to ensure he's in the most competitive environment possible. Marquez's goal is clear. He wants the tools and team needed to fight for MotoGP victories once again. Joining the factory Ducati team means he'll go head-to-head with teammate Francesco Bagnaia, the reigning champion and Ducati's established star rider, in what promises to be a formidable pairing. I wanted to win, and if I want to win then I need the correct bike, just to have a chance. Then, of course, you need to have the B*LLS to do it. I will be fighting a teammate who is a world champion and has been riding a Ducati for 6 years. He knows all the secrets of the bike. Quote from Marquez. In choosing to face off against Bagnaia, Marquez is stepping into a challenging environment. Bagnaia's deep familiarity with the Ducati gives him an advantage, but Marquez is undeterred. The 31-year-old Spaniard believes it's worth taking this risk to satisfy his competitive spirit, emphasizing that he wants no what-if regrets by the time he decides to retire. You need to try. I don't want to retire in the future thinking maybe. This season has been transformative for Marquez, who left Honda, a team he'd raced with for over a decade, to join Gresini Ducati. While his Honda tenure brought immense success, it also led to years of physical strain, injuries, and disappointment as he struggled with a machine that simply couldn't keep up with the field. He admits that leaving Honda was difficult, but it has allowed him to reconnect with the joy of racing. When you smile a lot, it becomes usual and normal. You forget the difficult moments. Now I smile again. It's even more important than world championships. Since joining Gresini, Marquez has seen a resurgence, both mentally and physically, and he credits the change with giving him a fresh outlook on his career. No longer bogged down by frustration, he's regained a sense of confidence that has been evident in his results on track this season. For Marquez, the move was about more than just competitive edge. It was about finding a new environment that would bring back the excitement he felt in his early racing years. This season has reminded him of how much joy racing can bring, a feeling he says is even more important than world championships. Injury has played a defining role in Marquez's recent career. Since a serious arm injury at Jerez in 2020, he's had to confront the challenges of recovery, both physically and mentally. Marquez reflects on the prolonged rehabilitation process as one of the hardest moments he's faced. Though the first years were bearable, the persistence of pain and performance limitations weighed heavily on him. When you get injured, the first and second years are no problem. But when you are struggling, you go to the doctor who says your rehabilitation is done but you still don't feel well? Then the question marks in your mind start. You have doubts in yourself. This is the hardest moment. This year, Marquez's perseverance paid off when he won his first race in over 3 years at Aragon. The victory was emotional, marking not only a personal triumph, but a significant milestone in his comeback journey. His return to the top step of the podium after such a long time reinforced his perspective on the sport, and redefined the value of a single win. In 2014 I won 10 races in a row, but now? Just one after 2 years. So the value changes. Before my accident, winning was normal. It was not special. To be second was to lose. But winning is not normal because only one rider can win. Marquez's mindset has evolved. Where once only championships mattered, now every race holds meaning. He says that his experiences have fundamentally changed his relationship with competition, making him appreciate victories in a way he never did before. Marquez's journey to Ducati was not an impulsive decision, but rather the execution of a well-thought-out plan. When he first signed with Gresini, he saw it as a proving ground, a chance to show that he could still be competitive, and to build the case for a factory team position. My plan is already done. When I arrived at Gresini, I had a plan. The priority was to understand if I could be competitive again. With his performance this season, Marquez showed the racing world that he still had the speed and skill to contend at the highest level. This progress earned him his place with Ducati Lenovo, and he's aware that his value in MotoGP depends on his latest performances, not just his past accolades. The plan was to have a chance to be in a factory team. The best team, on the best bike. That was Ducati Lenovo. But I needed to show speed because your value is your last race, not what you have achieved in the past. His time with Gresini, marked by significant improvements and flashes of his old competitive edge, validated his plan, and his transfer to Ducati's main team was the final piece of that strategy. Now, he's ready to pursue his next goal of winning championships again, equipped with the bike and team he believes can take him there. Marc Marquez's transition to Ducati Lenovo in 2025 marks an exciting new chapter for one of MotoGP's most decorated riders. As he prepares to face off against Bagnaia, he carries with him lessons learned from injury, a renewed passion for racing, and a well-calculated plan to make a final push for championship glory. Fans can expect Marquez to leave everything on the track as he strives for a comeback like no other. As Ducati's championship hopes narrow to the season finale in Barcelona, Casey Stoner expressed his surprise at Ducati's hands-off approach in letting its riders battle freely. While Bagnaia is Ducati's official contender, Jorge Martín, currently leading the standings, could claim the title for himself and bring it to Aprilia next season. Stoner suggests that Ducati might step in if Bagnaia's title defense falters. I think Jorge deserves the title and is in a position to win it. Pecco will do everything he can to win it, and Ducati would like to keep the number one. Everything could go smoothly, or there could be a lot of chaos. Quote from Stoner. Stoner's words came during an interview with La Gazzetta dello Sport while attending the Milan Motorcycle Fair. He noted that Ducati's motivations could shift as the race weekend approaches. With high stakes on the line, Ducati's desire to retain the champion's number one plate could override any notion of fair play, though so far, Ducati's leadership under Gigi Dall'Igna has publicly supported impartiality. Stoner, a two-time MotoGP world champion who retired in 2012, says he's surprised that Ducati has allowed Martín to compete so freely. While Martin's skill and consistency have put him at the top, Stoner suggested that Ducati may have let things slide due to Martin's impressive performances. He noted that Martin's ability to keep up with Bagnaia might have convinced Ducati to avoid any overt team orders, at least for now. I know the company and what they are prepared to do to win. I'm surprised I haven't seen it before, or maybe it happened because Jorge got good at it. Stoner acknowledged Dall'Igna's commitment to fairness, but he hinted that Ducati's upper management might be less inclined to see Martín win if it means losing the number one plate to a rival manufacturer next year. That's what Gigi thinks. But then there are the Ducati bosses, who don't want to lose the number one. If they create a problem, it will backfire. I hope everything goes well, and we get to see the real world champion. Stoner didn't hold back in addressing what he perceives as Ducati's mishandling of Martin's career, saying that the Spaniard has earned his right to a factory seat. Stoner described Martin as a dedicated and consistent rider who has brought results despite lacking a factory contract. He argues that Martin's loyalty and commitment to Ducati make his exclusion from the official team an unjust move. Jorge has shown what he is capable of and has continually improved. He deserves to win the World Championship. It would be a tough blow for Ducati to lose him next year, but it has been even tougher for Jorge, who has spent years being loyal to the brand. Stoner's criticism extended beyond Martin's situation. Reflecting on Ducati's history with riders, he noted that Ducati's priorities sometimes drive talent away, as seen with Martin's decision to leave for Aprilia next season. According to Stoner, Ducati's focus on the business side can overshadow their support for passionate riders, ultimately leading them to seek motivation elsewhere. That's how Ducati works and why they've lost so many riders. You don't just race for money, you race for passion and to have fun. And when people turn their backs on you so easily, you find your motivation by going elsewhere, Stoner concluded. As the season heads to its climactic finish in Barcelona, Stoner's insights add a layer of intrigue to the Bagnaia-Martin rivalry. Whether Ducati will play a direct role in the final showdown remains to be seen, but as always, the last race of the MotoGP season promises intense competition and high drama. In pursuit of their first ever MotoGP title, Pramac has gone beyond technical improvements and focused heavily on mental resilience. Team principal Gino Borso revealed that he has worked with a mental coach this season, a move he believes has better equipped him to handle the pressure and support Martin in his title race. Borsa highlighted the importance of staying composed, especially in the high-stakes environment of a title showdown. This summer, I tried to get ready myself and have a mental coach because we have to improve our mind in every area. The only thing that can help the rider if something is wrong is to keep calm and just go ahead because otherwise you cannot fight with the factory. You cannot fight at the high level, Borsa said. Borsa's commitment to personal growth has mirrored the focus on mental training within the team, with Martin also working with a mental coach throughout 2024. This shared approach has allowed Borsa and Martin to approach race weekends with a clear strategy and improved mental clarity, factors Borsa believes have made a significant difference in their campaign this year. Borsa emphasized that he and Martin spend considerable time planning for all possible scenarios each race weekend. Although Borsa, a former racer himself, lacks direct MotoGP riding experience, he believes he can offer valuable guidance on mental strategy. By focusing on maintaining calm and assessing situations logically, he aims to keep Martin's focus sharp, regardless of how challenging a race may become. Honestly speaking, we talk a lot, Martin and myself, during the weekend. We try to prepare all of the scenarios. So when something goes bad, just keep calm and try to think in the best way. If you become nervous and angry, you just lose time. Should Martin clinch the title in Barcelona, he will become the first independent team rider to win the MotoGP championship in the modern era, an achievement that would underscore the success of Pramac's efforts in 2024. The triumph would carry special significance for both Martin and Pramac, as both will be departing from Ducati after this season. Martin is set to join Aprilia's factory team, while Pramac has partnered with Yamaha for 2025. The possibility of leaving Ducati with the championship adds an extra layer of motivation, according to Borsa. Pramac's commitment to nurturing Martin's talent, even amid an uncertain future, highlights the resilience and focus that have characterized the team's journey. As Jorge Martin and Pramac Racing prepare for the Barcelona finale, they stand on the verge of a milestone that could redefine independent teams' role in MotoGP. With Gino Borsa's guidance and Pramac's commitment to mental preparedness, Martin has a solid foundation for what could be a landmark victory. Fans will soon find out if Pramac's mental edge will bring home the 2024 title. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.